Okay, so our next speaker is Dr. Tabbasum Naz. Tabbasum's been with us for a few years now, joined just before COVID, and worked on the D-DAP, Digital Design Accelerator Platform, which saw Tabbasum combining data from across organisations, so AstraZeneca, Pfizer and GSK within a data platform. So thinking about security, ways that you can capture those data and make those all searchable. Again, with this sort of future state where it's possible to get to bigger data collaboratively. So Tabbasum's going to be talking a little bit today about what have we got? Data, digitalisation and medicines manufacturing. Over to you, Tabbasum.
Yeah. Thank you, Blair. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to present today the topic data digitalization in medicine manufacturing. So this is the work that I'm going to present is actually a part of DMSCARE project, the platform 1 under supervision of Professor Claire Johnston. So this is a 3.5 years project from 2021 to 2025. And the aim is to investigate and implement modern approaches for handling different medicine manufacturing data. So we have been discussing from so long that data is new oil to the industry, but the problem with data is that it is not accessible, and all the data that is new oil, that is very tricky to dig out, and that is very expensive to dig out and reuse for future purposes and for modeling softwares and by different machine learning models. So to solve these types of problem, we started this work on D-DAP, that is Digital Design Accelerator Platform, funded by Innovate UK in 2021. And we worked with different partners, AstraZeneca, GSK, and Pfizer, and we started that work. And then later on, we are extending it as a part of a DMSCARE project. The problem that we are solving by this DMSCARE platform 1 is variety of data in different formats from different instruments. So data that we are discussing is in this project is coming from platform 2 of DMSCARE. So we have seen that in the lab, we are collecting data from different instruments, from morphology G3, from gas pictometer, from AutoTAP and other instruments, and people are interested in particle size, they are interested in bulk density, tap density, and they are interested in particle shapes. So data that we are considering, that is raw data that is related to tablet or blends, and the data that is produced at different stages in the lab, it's in sometimes Excel format, other times it's in CSV format or text format. It is also available in PDF formats or other proprietary formats that are difficult to access. So the problem is that data is scattered, it's not machine readable. Whenever somebody has to reuse it, they have to do a lot of data wrangling, and they have to spend a lot of time on data cleaning and data accessing. So to solve this problem, we are working to make data fair. So this is our effort to make data more findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. So when we say findable, it means it should be findable not only by humans, but also by machines. And it should also be accessible by both users and machines. When we say interoperable, it should be connected. We should be able to connect it with other softwares, with other applications as well, and with other processing softwares. And it should be able to be reused. So this is our effort for making data fair. Here you can see the ETL tool. So ETL is actually extract, transformation, and load tool that we are developing here. You can see on the left side the data coming from DMSCARE platform 2 from different instruments, from morphology G3, gas pictometer, and other instruments. In the middle, you can see there is data extractor component that is responsible to deal different heterogeneous formats of the files, Excel files or CSVs or PDFs. So we are developing wrappers that can grab the data from these different formats, heterogeneous formats. So from these formats, we are developing schemas, and we are developing database schema so that we can pull the data and load it into the central repository with the help of the DMScare loader. So once all the data is in the central repository, it can be connected with modeling softwares, it can be connected with visualizers for visualization, and we can have another layer on top of it, a semantic layer for quick data searching. For that, we are working on developing ontology, that is DMScare ontology, that can be used to have a semantic layer on top of this extract, transform, and load tool. So this is the whole process. With that workflow, you can see for extraction, transformation, and loading, and at the end for data searching. So extractor component, that is developed in Java, and we are using different APIs to deal variety of formats for extraction of local schemas from different unstructured files. And once it's done, then the transformation component is responsible for data transformation, for restructuring of data, and data cleaning as well. Once it's completed, then next we have loader component that is responsible for data integration. We can ingest the data in the database, and that there it will be available in a clean structured format for further processing. And for data searching, we have the visualizer as well. So here you can see a few screenshots from our database that we have developed so far in DMScare. The top one is metadata, and the bottom one is related to instruments, the tables that we have generated related to instruments. In the metadata, you can see we have created a few entities for materials, for blends, for lots, for honor. So last time we had discussion that once we have data, we also need to have metadata so that we can have complete story. So we have extended that, and now we have metadata as well for our data with lots, lot details, supplier details, grade details, and all blend details and stuff. So for all this metadata that is related to blends and grades and different projects and vendors, we assign a unique identifier to all this metadata, and that can be used in the instruments data as well. For instrumental data model, here you can see entity relationship diagram for gas pycnometer. For you can see a few tables for Brookfield. You can see a few tables for morphology G3, and we are also expanding it. So this is the data related to instruments. This is database overview that is in at the moment in Microsoft SQL Server, where we have collected data from AutoTap, from we are developing for Brookfield, and we have data for gas pycnometer and morphology G3. So this is up on the Microsoft SQL Server that is up and running. So when we consider different instruments data, you can see here in people who are working on morphology G3 that different people, they are storing data in PDF formats, or on the right side you can see in Excel sheets or in text format. So again, it's all data generated from one instrument but all in heterogeneous format. So this is related to aspect ratios, particle shape, and people are interested in different parts of it, different people. So we have discussed like what we are trying to have maximum data in the database so that later on we have complete set of information about morphology data. Here you can see morphology data related to particle size number distribution. Another set of files for morphology G3 volume distribution. So this is a screenshot from the database that we have developed for morphology G3, where you can see we have tables related to morphology G3 particle, morphology G3 aspect ratio distributions and aspect ratio distribution details. Another one where you can see morphology G3 number distribution, particle size, and further details. So all these tables and data models have been developed and are available on the server. This is another for volume distribution. So this is that is at the back end. So for front end, we have developed an interface where users can log in and they can upload the files directly in just few clicks. Here you can see that user can choose the instrument type, and this is for morphology G3, where user can upload morphology G3 data in just few clicks, and they don't have to do anything. Everything will be done at the back end, a black box kind of thing, where all the data will be uploaded on the server, pulled it, and it can pull it automatically and transform it into the database. So once it's done, here you can see data that has been extracted from the database. You can see this is a query generated from the Microsoft SQL Server, where we have extracted morphology G3 particle data. And at the bottom, you can see the result of the query, where we have information about particles. Then here you can see different queries, different query related to D10, D50, D90 for morphology G3. Here's information about material, information about D10, D50, and D90. And same way you can create any type of query and pull your data from the database. This is another query where you're pulling data related to different blends, where we have blend information, blend group codes, blend different mass, and then aspect ratios. So other than morphology, here you can see that the data related to gas spectrometer that we have covered in DMScare Platform 1, the corresponding schema that has been generated for gas spectrometer, different tables for gas spectrometer calibration and for different measurements that has been developed. Another screenshot where we can upload gas spectrometer data directly from the interface. Here you can see we are extracting data or searching data related to true density from gas spectrometer. So blend group code and different information about true density has been extracted. This is from the screenshot from the database. Another screenshot where we have component mass, component roles, and different densities from gas spectrometer. Same way we have data from AutoTAP, and the corresponding schema has been developed for AutoTAP instrument as well. Here you can see different tables and another interface for another instrument, AutoTAP. And here you can see we are searching data related to bulk density and tap density related to any material, and it has pulled the data from the database. So these queries that are, you can see on the screen, these can be reused, and one can pull the data and feed the model as well. So these are details. Okay, so once all that integration is done, the next step is data visualization. And for data visualization, we have connected this Microsoft SQL Server with Tableau. It's very easy to use. No, people don't have to do much programming, and they can connect with the existing database and explore their data easily. So here, these are a few screenshots where you can see we have visualized some data from morphology G3 related to particle size, volume distribution. You can see the material names and then volume distribution, D10 and D50, D90 information here. This is coming from Tableau that is connected with our database. Another screenshot where we can see data coming from gas spectrometer related to true density and materials. You can also do some plotting in Tableau once you are connected with the database. Here another graph that has been generated by using Tableau, and you can visualize your data in different ways. Another screenshot where you can see your metadata a bland information, what type of material were used, what group codes were used, what is the component role and stuff. So yeah, so this is all about data visualization. Here you can see the dashboard where data is coming from multiple instruments at the same time, and one can use it. So to wrap up, in short, our effort is to make data structured, to make data more fair. It will save the time and resources, and you can easily visualize your data. Machine learning models can easily connect to the data, and it can be used for future artificial intelligence purposes and machine learning stuff. Thank you very much, and if you have any query, please. And thanks to all industry partners and players. Thanks.
Cheers, Tabbasum. Thanks. Any questions for Tabbasum? James.
Thanks, Tabbasum, for a really interesting talk. You can come and work at AstraZeneca because someone needs to come sort our data out. But the Tableau piece, the visualization piece, did you do a kind of assessment of the tools on the market? I'm not familiar with Tableau, but I know that like Spotfire is used extremely heavily within AstraZeneca, and I think it's used wider than just us as well. So looking at alignment with tools that the industry is actually using.
We have done some. We were using started using Anzu Graph. They had visualizer as well. That is linking with the graph database. I have not used Spotfire, but I have worked with Tableau. It was very easy to use. Like you don't have to do any programming. You just connect your database, and all the data that is in your database, you can connect it in the real time, and you can just grab it by simple clicking and dragging few columns and tables. And so it's very easy to use. That's why I prefer Tableau for this.
Yeah, thanks.
UKRI.
So yeah, thanks for showing about obviously making sure that you can actually capture all the various sort of types and natures of data that you make quite complex tasks. Perhaps I missed it, but how are you able to account for kind of how in various material characterization tests, for example, there can be various ways to do them. For example, I'm just thinking of like shear tests. You might have different consolidation endpoints, for example. Some companies measure it one way, for example, those numbers more valid depending on what settings you use, but there are different settings and different metadata associated with those numbers. So how complex of a task is it to try and capture not just the values, it's value from that measurement, but the fact that it's this protocol is followed for that measurement, which might be different to other data. How hard is it to kind of grasp that?
Yeah, this is really challenging thing because maybe you have seen that in the morphology piece that I have shown. There is data in the text file, but there is some metadata in PDF as well. So in the PDF, you can see some settings, SOP settings and stuff. So we are trying not only capture the raw data, but also some extra metadata or settings as well. So in the morphology, you can see we are also extracting data from PDF files, from raw files, and from the Excel sheets as well, so that we can have maximum data and maximum metadata, so that later on, once somebody has to reuse it, they have all the SOPs things and metadata as well. So the thing is to have an agreement how we are going to generate data and to collect data. So we need standards actually for that. Yeah.
Oh, there's a few hands here. Maybe just one question more, John. You can have it, Alistair. You'll need to wait, I'm afraid.
Okay, I can see definitely detail, but I could ask, it's really about synonyms.
Sorry.
About synonyms in terms of you call something magnesium stearate. If I go to a pharmacist, they would say that's Ligamed, or MCC could be Avicel or Primulose, etc. There's many names for things and grades, etc. The manufacturer.
Yeah. So different names for same material.
And different grades and
different grades. So these are actually coming from DMScare. So they have assigned unique names to their materials and the grades and stuff. For material names, heterogeneity things, we are thinking to add a semantic layer on top of this data. What we are thinking to pull this data from metadata, especially from this Microsoft SQL Server to graph database. And from graph database, we can link it with different ontologies like CABI or there are a few existing ontologies as well. And that can solve the problem of synonyms and different names, and we can store synonyms over there, and this will solve the problem of different names at the same time.
Probably that's about our time up, I think, Tabbasum. But if anybody's got other questions for Tabbasum,
Yeah.
we'll be around at the dinner later, so fire away. Thanks, Tabbasum.
Thank you.